like I don't understand, man. No matter how many times, no matter how many times I try to tell people, they don't want to listen. A lot of people do not want to listen. Jaxson Dart, right? Jaxson Dart, the future franchise quarterback of the New York Giants, right? The future franchise quarterback. Keyword is future franchise quarterback. Future. Every day I keep seeing reports. I keep seeing people just wanting to rush this guy on the field. Rush this kid on the field. They take what they're seeing in OTAs and at mini camp, and they're running with it. And I'm thinking to myself, like, are these Giants fans? Is it just the analysts out there, or is it sports media? Who is filling our heads with this Jaxson Dart gotta be the starter in 2025? Who is fueling this fire? To me, as a New York Giants fan and a fan first, I like Jaxson Dart. He's grown on me. Everybody knows I was a big Shedeur Sanders fan. Once Shedeur Sanders was not a New York Giant, it's over for Shedeur Sanders. I'm on the Jaxson Dart train right now, right? I'm on that bus right now. And what I want to see is Jaxson Dart be the best that he can be. And the only way that he can be the best that he can be, in my opinion, is to sit, develop, and learn. Sit, develop, and learn. And the next thing I want to talk about is this. For everybody, the future of the New York Giants. Well, guess what? Certain things have to happen before we see Jaxson Dart. And if we're being really honest out here, bad things have to happen to the Giants. Bad things need to happen to the team in order for Jaxson Dart to be the starter in 2025. That's the part that I guess people don't really realize. They look at it like it's an Eli Manning, Kurt Warner situation. I don't believe it's anything like that, even though there's some similarities to it. You know, a former Super Bowl winning quarterback like Kurt Warner was at the time. A rookie from Ole Miss like Eli Manning was at the time. But Eli Manning coming out of Ole Miss is not the same as Jaxson Dart coming out of Ole Miss. The legacy and all that other stuff that came with being a Manning is different from being a Dart in my opinion. I want the best for the kid. I do want the best for the kid, and I really believe that it is in his best interest for the New York Giants to play well, for Russell Wilson to play well, for him to sit there and learn behind a solid Super Bowl winning veteran before he takes the reign. Now, some people, I saw Daniel Jeremiah on Rich Eisen's show talking about maybe we see him in week 7. Week 7. I'm sitting back and I'm thinking, week 7, in order for Jaxson Dart to be playing by week 7, the New York Giants got to be 1-5, 2-4, 0-6 in order for us to see Jaxson Dart. I'm not trying to live through that, because in some cases, some people won't be able to survive that kind of a start. Starting with Brian Dable. I don't think he is fully off of the hot seat. Some people say he's still on the hot seat. I'm one of those people that believe he's still on the hot seat, right? The New York Giants have to win games this year. In order for Brian Dable to remain the head coach of the New York Giants, he has to win games this year. You can't have a 2023 and a 2024 like the Giants have had narrowly escape being gone at the end of the 2024 season, and 2025 not look any different. It's impossible. So be careful what you're asking for, Giants fans, when you say, I can't wait to see Jaxson Dart. Yes, you can. You can wait to see Jaxson Dart. Because guess what? If you're invested in the long-term success of the New York Giants, the continuous success of the New York Giants, not just 2025, 2026, not just that. If you're talking about Buzz Lightyear, right? Infinity and beyond. If you're talking about 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and going on from that, then you want Jaxson Dart to sit and learn and get better. That's it. Like, why are we doing this to ourselves? Why are we doing this to ourselves? Like, now I'll say this too, though. I'll bring it back a little bit. I'm prepared for Jaxson Dart to have a fantastic preseason and look fantastic in the second halves of preseason games. I'm prepared for that, but I'm also prepared for if he does not look good at all in the preseason. But I'm saying right now, today, we're still a month out from training camp. And every report, every story, when it pertains to Jaxson Dart, is when is Jack? It's not a question of if he's going to start in 2025. It's a question of when. And I don't doubt the stories, but just to focus on it kind of makes me mad, because now you have certain people in the fan base that just like, you know what? Just make it an open competition for Jaxson Dart. Make it an open competition between him and Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston. No, you don't want to do that. There's a reason why Jaxson Dart was a late riser when it came to the draft process. There's a reason why there were all these grades out for Jaxson Dart when they had him as a third round, fourth round pick, right? There was reasons for that. Once you draft him in the first round, a lot of those reasons fall to the wayside because you're infatuated with the shiny new toy. The shiny new toy in this draft is Abdul Carter. That's first, right? That's first. That's the guy that you expect to start day one on the squad is Abdul Carter. A person or a player that people thought was the best player coming out of the draft. Debatable but Jaxson Dart was handpicked by Brian Dable. We understand that. We know that. We've seen the clips of the draft room. We saw what Joe Shane said to Brian Dable and what Brian Dable said to Joe Shane. But also, Jaxson Dart needs to develop within the NFL. Just think about what he said at the minicamp when he was at the podium about the biggest difference, between college and the NFL. He told you guys, and this wasn't even a week ago, he told you guys, you think you threw a good ball, and then next thing you know, it gets batted down or intercepted. That tells me that he thinks or that he is not ready yet. Not saying that he won't be ready ever, because I believe he will be ready. He can run the ball. He got enough arm strength and more. He has a tenacity. He shows a little bit of aura, not even a little bit of aura, a lot more aura than we've ever seen from a quarterback for the New York Giants, if we're being honest here. For a kid that has never thrown the ball in a game for the New York Giants, kid got a lot of aura, gives off a lot of confidence, and I love that about him. But at the end of the day, he got to put it all together on the field. And to me, and it's mixed reports too. You got some reports where, okay, he threw interceptions or he looks bad. I don't think he looked bad at all from all the reports that I heard. And then you have the extreme talking about, yeah, well, he might start at the beginning of the year. And for me, that's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. To go from that Ole Miss offense to running the Brian Dable offense is two different things, and he's going to need some time, and hopefully people understand that. And I will say this too. I'm saying this right now, saying he's not ready. He needs time to develop. Guess if he gets out there, I'm not going to be one of those guys that are hard on him for, not looking as good as we expect him to look. Because again, I know that he needs to develop. So it would not be a surprise to me. So I'm not expecting him to be lights out in preseason. I'm not expecting that. I would like to see it, but I'm not expecting that. But just, man, I'm just going through all these posts, and every post today I've seen, I saw like 4 in a row. I said, I got to talk about this, man. Let Jaxson Dart develop. Let the coaches do their job. Let Brian Dable do his job. Once that kid is ready to play, he will play. Trust me. It's a lot riding on Jaxson Dart's success, especially with this regime. When he's ready, you'll know, and that's when they'll put him in. Don't start forcing the hand of, okay, when is he going to start? Don't even, because again, I in the opening of this video, what did I say? In order for Jaxson Dart to play as early as some people are saying he's going to play, that means the New York Giants would have to be awful. And when I'm looking at this roster on paper, there's no reason why this team should be awful, and I don't want to go through that. Maybe that's me just being biased, being selfish. I want the New York Giants to win. I don't want the New York Giants to lose so we can rush Jaxson Dart out there on the field. No, I'm sorry, because he won't even benefit from that. Yes, he'll be starting, but he wouldn't be in the place that he should be in, and that's a guy that can develop, learn for maybe an entire season, maybe after the bye week you throw him in there, but anything prior to that, to me, just does not make sense and doesn't feel like it's the right thing to do. But you guys let me know in the comment section. You guys let me know if I'm bugging or not. I think I don't want to see Jaxson Dart in 2025. Unless it's at the end of blowouts, or if we happen to lose or be losing and you want to get him some snaps, maybe you do that. Maybe you do that. If the Kansas City Chiefs can hold Patrick Mahomes back, and that's Patrick Mahomes for a whole season, and I understand they were winning with Alex Smith, that's fine. But if we're winning with Russell Wilson, relax on Jaxson Dart. Let him sit back and learn from a former Super Bowl champion. That's all I got to say. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. But with that being said, I want to thank everybody for vibing with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And from one Giants fan to another, this is Big Dash Knows, Big Blue Nation. Let's go.